Start renewing the vows.
We'll do it, no problem. Come on up, we'll be glad to. So Chad, Nikki, what is the purpose of marriage? Or to put it another way, why are you getting married? We can identify different purposes. A setting within which we may give loving and tender expression to the desires that God gave us. A secure environment with which we raise our children in a godly household. A structure that enriches society and contributes to its orderly function. But tonight I want to focus on something else. Tonight I want to focus on commitment. Compassion. The compassion in marriage. You remember what we read in Genesis after the creation? God announced it's not good for man to be alone in Genesis 2:18. See, up to that point, everything had been good. It was good or it was very good. But this time, he said it wasn't good. It wasn't good for man to be alone. As the old song puts it, one is a lonely number. In the same way God made Nikki so Chad would not be alone, and God made Chad so Nikki would not be alone. And if one is a lonely number, then two is a happy number. In Ecclesiastes 4, as we heard, it speaks about compassion and companionship. It starts with two are better than one because they have a good return for their work. Two are better than one. You hear the echoes of Genesis? Two are better than one. It's not good for man to be alone. So God provides a companion. When Jesus looks at this companionship, he sees something holy and mysterious. He says the two become one flesh. He says they're no longer two, but one. It's in Matthew. They're joined together, just like Christ and the church are joined together. So not only are two better than one, but two also become one. In three examples, the passage illustrates the blessings of companionship to oneness. The examples are taken from risk of traveling by foot through Palestine in the day of the author. I think it's suitable for an illustration because marriage is like a trip, isn't it? I mean, it's like a trip, it's like a journey. For when a bride and groom are joined together in marriage, they covenant to travel life's path together. The first example in Ecclesiastes 4:10 was of a traveler who falls down into a pit. It says if one falls down, his friend can help him up, but pity the man who falls down and has no one to help him up. For a traveler on his own might fall prove fatal, especially at night. A leg could be broken, ribs cracked. A single traveler may never receive needed medical attention. The traveler and a companion, however, will have somebody to lift them up, pull them out of the ditch, tend to the wounds, bring them to safety. The second example is that of a traveler facing the cold Palestine night. It said in Ecclesiastes 4:11, also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm at night? Alone. Don't forget, back then there were no Holiday Inns. They probably slept under the stars or in a cave. Palestine night, even during the summer, can be pretty cool. Most travelers found it necessary to sleep close together in order to stay warm and to stay comfortable. The third illustration is that of a traveler facing a burglar or a wayside bandit. It said, though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. The single traveler may be overcome by a bandit, but safety is always found in numbers. Chad and Nikki, the two of you are companions of each other. From this point forward, you are each other's best friend and each other's companion. From now on, you travel the same road. None of us knows the road the Lord has in mind for you. None of us knows the pitfalls, the curves, the valleys, or the peaks that you're going to face. But as you wander your way through life, you have the comfort and the strength of each other as lifelong traveling companions. I saved the most important line until last. The scripture in Ecclesiastes ends with a cord of three strands is not quickly broken. He's repeating common knowledge. Everyone knew back then a cord of one or two strands broke pretty easily when they used it to tie. But a cord of three was not so easily broken. The author is not trying to educate us about ropes. He's trying to tell us and educate us about marriage. See, to have a strong marriage, a marriage that's not easily broken, you need to have three strands. Chad, you're one. Nikki, you're two. And God's the third. I came across a poem I want to read. It says, marriage takes three. I once thought marriage took just two to make it go, but now I'm convinced it takes the Lord also. And not one marriage fails where Christ is asked to enter, as lovers come together with Jesus at the center. But marriage seldom thrives, and homes are incomplete, till he is welcomed there to help avoid defeat. In homes where Christ is first, it's obvious to see those unions really work, for marriage still takes three. Cord of three strands is not easily broken. This is an obligation and it is a promise. The obligation, the first is Chad and Nikki, God needs to be part of your life. Meaning you need to attend worship, you need to have devotions, you need to have Bible studies, you need to worship and fellowship with other Christians. Jesus needs to be the center of your home. Cord of three strands is not quickly broken. It's a promise. When Chad, Nikki, and God travel together, nothing can tear you apart. When the three of you travel together, you are so intertwined with each other that no one or nothing can ever tear you apart. Two are better than one, and a cord of three strands is not quickly broken. God bless you both as you live out these words in your marriage. You're about to make your vows, and you've written your own, and that's okay. Sometimes poems or verses or quotes don't get to the point. So I always prefer it that way, and I'm glad you decided to do that. Nikki, would you like to start?
It started out with a kiss. From the first moment I met you, it was an instant recognition for me. You were familiar, and it was like I had known you, but we had not met before. When you left for Bon Air, my soul hurt, like a piece of me was missing, and that is what I knew. I had found my soulmate, my twin flame. You hear about this stuff and wonder if it really exists, or if it's just romantic fantasy. I am completely blessed to have another chance at love. To be loved by the one I love is the greatest feeling. You bring out the best of me. I am whole when I am with you. Today as we become one, my promises to you are, I promise to love you unconditionally for the rest of my days. I will not try and change you into someone you're not. I accept you as you are. I promise to support you in whatever you set your mind to, whether it's your dreams, goals, career. I am your cheerleader and will encourage you to do and be your best. I promise to be open and honest with you, to not keep any secrets that could harm our relationship. If something is bothering me, I will do my best to talk to you about it. You came in and knocked down my walls. I promise that when the dark times come, I will walk through it with you. We will get through it together as long as we have faith in each other and in God. There is no one I would rather be on this infinite journey with than you. Every time I look at you, I fall more in love with you. I am grateful to be your wife and honored to be Mrs. Chad Patterson.
Now, to follow that. My dearest Nikki, today I have the privilege and the honor of becoming your husband. There are a few things that I want you to know. First and foremost, I promise to live in truth with you and always be honest and straight with you. I promise to be your partner in all things, good, bad, and indifferent. I promise to hold your hand every day and never let us lose that sight of that spark, as Chad and Nikki. I promise these things, whether I'm below water or above water. And yes, even when we're shoe shopping. With my whole heart, mind, body, and soul, I take you as my wife, acknowledging and accepting your faults and strengths as you do mine. Wherever our journey leads us, living, learning, loving, and of course laughing, I will be at your side. I love you.
And now we're going to exchange the rings to symbolize this commitment that you're making. Rings are derived from humble